Support for Headline Humboldt is made possible in part by viewers like you. Thank you.
Coming up next on Headline Humboldt, the historic town of Falk, just off the Headwaters Trail, is being added to the National Register of Historic Places. Also, we interview CEO and coach Kortney Olson about her journey taking on diet culture and the patriarchy and how she now helps young girls realize their personal power. Coming up now on Headline Humboldt. From the top of Humboldt Hill, this is Headline Humboldt. I'm James Falk. Thanks for joining us. Even now, as we once again consider the option of electing a woman to the U.S. presidency, we're a nation that all too often puts enormous pressure on young women to look and act in particular ways. Hoop skirts and girdles have given way to diet fads and influencers, but the pressure, even after all these years, remains the same. I've seen how media and expectations can shape a young girl's self-esteem. Raising two daughters has made me aware of the cultural forces that too often work to make them feel like they lack the perfect look, the ideal physique, the brilliant mind, when in actual fact they lack none of these things. Part of this problem is economic. Young consumers drive many markets, and the best way to get young people to spend money is to convince them that doing so will help them to fit in. The problem is insidious. Rather than teaching young women that they have inherent worth as human beings, society seems to be saying that their worth is conditional on their ability to shine on Instagram, TikTok, and other social media, where many of the values are surface level and push conformity. Our guest tonight, Kortney Olson, has made a career and business out of helping young girls to fight those standards and stereotypes and establish for themselves the powers of discernment and self-worth. We'll speak with her about her own experience and how she hopes to help kids navigate the pressures of modern life. You don't want to miss this. But first, the news. Nearly 100 years after the Humboldt County logging community of Falk became a ghost town, the National Park Service this year announced its addition to the National Register of Historic Places. The designation is thanks to decades of excavation and research from faculty, staff, and students at Cal Poly Humboldt's Cultural Resources Facility, its Anthropology Department, and the Bureau of Land Management. The 19th century town, now an archaeological district, is in the Headwaters Forest Reserve. The recognition officially acknowledges the town's local, state, and national significance and is part of a nationwide effort to identify and protect America's historic and archaeological resources, according to the National Park Service. It joins nearly 60 other sites in the county, including Hotel Arcata, Fern Bridge, and parts of Old Town Eureka on the register. A documentary by the BLM a few years ago tells the town's story.
It all started with Noah Falk in 1854 when he came out from Ohio in search of gold. He decided that he had more investments in the woods.
Noah Falk purchased the land 6 miles south of Eureka, California, cheaply.
He took advantage of the Timber and Stone Act, where you could buy 160-acre parcels of redwood land for $2.50 an acre. He had to virtually build, with the help of his workers, a town.
The town was named Falk and thrived as a bustling mill town for nearly 50 years, which took its toll on the land.
All the old growth was cut in the valley, probably 2 or 3 times, so you have second and third growth.
The Elk River ran through Falk and provided power for the mill and a water source for the town. However, it was also an important coho salmon spawning destination. Falk then took a turn for the worse.
In 1937, it shut its doors due to the Depression and also old equipment, and most people moved out. And so for 40 years, it was a ghost town.
As people moved away, the structures fell into disrepair. Because vagrants and bottle hunters became a liability to the property owners, they issued it to be burnt and bulldozed. By 1979, very little remained.
We'll be right back after this short break.
Thank you, North Coast Journal readers. We're honored to be voted Humboldt's best television station.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
KEET, your PBS station for the North Coast of California.
Thank you.
Hey parents, bring your kids to our exciting Make It Float workshop on Sunday, September 15th at 10 a.m. at the Jefferson Community Center in Eureka. We'll kick things off with a fun clip from the new Ken Burns documentary, Leonardo da Vinci. With hands-on instruction, your kids will learn to make tinfoil and marbles float on water. Stick around for more awesome Da Vinci activities and the thrilling kinetic classic beginning at noon. Register at keet.org.
Joining us now in studio is CEO and coach Kortney Olson. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
It's an absolute privilege to have you on the show. So
Thank you.
We were just talking and I learned a little bit about your story, and I find it really inspiring, and in some ways it's very similar to my own.
Yes.
But let's start with, it seems like your broader message, sort of the meta-narrative of your career, is to empower young women to sort of overcome the expectations that society has put upon them.
Yep.
How did you get to a place where you felt like that was something that you wanted to engage in?
It's a great question. And I mean, you beautifully summed up everything that I could say in your intro.
Yeah,
It's like I'm gonna have to borrow that.
Okay, good. Yeah.
But yeah, I, growing up, had all the potential in the world. And by the time I got to my senior year of high school, I had the ambition to be the first female president of the United States. And instead, at the time I was in a Christian rock band, school president, started the first girls golf team, captain of the cheerleading team, Eureka City Youth Council, all these things.
Yeah.
Right, so on the outside of 4.0 GPA, very extroverted and seemed very confident, but on the inside was a very different story.
Yeah.
And introduced to methamphetamines and went straight to it. Straight to it, even though I went through the DARE program and knew just to say no, but it didn't quite work out that way because I was so desperate to be thin.
Yeah.
I know I don't look a day over 21, James, but I'll be 43 in November. And when I was growing up, Kate Moss was the epitome of female beauty.
Yeah.
And I remember being 8 years old and opening up a Vogue magazine, and there she was, and she's standing on one leg, her collarbones are sticking out, and she's got her other leg up, and she looked like a flamingo in retrospect. But I remember looking at her and thinking, that's what is considered beautiful.
Yeah.
I will never look like that. I mean, her legs are like the size of my forearms.
Yeah.
Right? So was off to a bad start.
Yeah.
And having big thighs and not knowing that women are designed to have bigger lower halves.
Yeah.
And that is through, our divine intervention from whatever our higher power, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
For childbearing, we have wider hips.
Yeah.
And we have hormones.
Yes.
We have more estrogen. Our connective tissue is different. So we have cellulite, whereas males do not. All of these things, weren't taught to me.
Yeah.
And growing up, as you said, we're told that our worth is reflective of what our bodies look like.
Yeah.
And that was a huge problem for me. So I turned to methamphetamines and completely threw my life off track for almost close to a decade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I want to get back to that stuff, but I want to go to the story about the methamphetamine. As I told you, I'm in recovery also. I'm a recovered heroin addict. And rather than write off, well, that was just 10 years, something happened in that 10 years that gave you the strength and vision to kind of do something else afterwards. Can you talk a little bit about how you got something out of that 10 years, even though it was probably a mess?
Yeah, absolutely. It's by the time I had turned 21, I had been sexually assaulted, was diagnosed with an eating disorder, depression, and anxiety, and was just an absolute shambles. So to get to that point and then continue, because I was given the message when I was 21. I found the rooms of recovery, and it still took me another 8 years to figure it out. You know,
Same
'cause-
here. I mean,
right?
yeah.
We are so hard-headed.
Yeah.
We are really tenacious people. You know,
Yeah.
We're a special group.
And you got to get broken down somehow. I mean,
Yeah.
in order to realize that that's not what you want and that there is another path. you know?
Exactly. You get to the point where, as we say, we're so sick and tired of being sick and tired, and continually thinking like, oh, it's going to be different this time. I don't know a lot of people who have wrecked 5 Hondas and still haven't figured it out. It's like, oh, I don't have a problem, it's fine.
Yeah.
But I got to the end of it, and it was more of a spiritual rock bottom, where I realized that, the way forward is to help other people.
Yeah.
And that's how you find happiness. That's how you find joy, is by lifting other people up. And
right.
so it all came together and allowed me to realize that my story and my struggle and all of the horrific things I've been through can be used as power.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm not special. Every single person out there has a story. We all have something we've been through.
Yeah.
Just depends on what you decide to do with it.
Yeah.
And to own it and say, yes, I've been through that, and now I better understand how the world works.
Yep.
Like the man who sexually assaulted me, I was 17 and he was 72.
Wow.
He was my boxing coach. He was going to make me his last prize fighter before he retired. And, it went downhill from there.
Yeah.
But after holding on to that for so many years, you realize like, okay, sick people hurt people.
Yeah.
Right? So by me holding on to that and carrying that around and that burden is doing absolutely nothing for my soul.
Yeah.
And you look at that person with empathy, and it's like, oh, you're sick. Doesn't excuse your behavior,
Yeah.
but it's going to release me from being attached to you.
Yeah.
And now I can step into my power and say, all right, let's get strong as you know what.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the thing about forgiveness, is that people think that forgiveness is letting the other person off the hook.
Right.
But you're actually letting yourself off the hook, because you're
Exactly.
choosing not to engage in that resentment any longer.
Exactly. As they say, it's like holding a resentment is like drinking poison and expecting the
Someone
other
else
person to die.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly right. And life doesn't work that way, folks.
High five. We're so cool.
I know, right?
As I tell people, addicts and alcoholics, we are not bad people who need to get good. We are sick people who need to get well.
Yeah, exactly right. And I mean, oftentimes when people get recovery and they come out of the struggle that was their addiction, they would never go back and change it, because they find something out about themselves that they never would have gotten to
Exactly.
leading a normal life, because there were depths that needed to be plumbed.
That's exactly right.
And you ultimately get to a richer place. I'm not suggesting people go out and get addicted, but if you are, there is a place where you
Yes.
can find help and get better.
We do recover.
Yes, we do recover.
Yeah.
Now, how long did it take for you to, find recovery, after finding recovery, to get into the position of trying to help young women, and then also going into business, because you have a successful clothing company?
Yes, yeah. It's a great question. It took me a while. It took me a number of years. And, I stumbled into some different industries that allowed me to see that the world is not what we think it is.
Yeah.
And when I started, this was 2008, the boom of the internet, really, with Facebook and,
Yeah.
things
Everything
starting
was
to
really
be
lifting
more,
off.
searchable and so forth. And, I would have men approach me that would say, I love your muscular legs and, your massive biceps. And I discovered this whole world where there were men out there who were obsessed with strong, confident, powerful women. And that opened up this whole world to me, because my whole life, what I was told through media and advertising, as you said earlier in your intro, right, is to sell you something to fill a void that doesn't actually even really exist.
Yeah.
So I was gobsmacked, because I'm like, what do you mean? The world likes big thighs and big muscles and wants to see confidence and not a thin, tiny, nothing wrong with being thin. We're all born very differently, but I was absolutely blown away. So that was my first real watershed in learning that the world is not what we think it is. And then, I had some different experiences. For example, we probably don't have enough time to get into this, and this is why I wrote a 350-page memoir.
Which people can find on your website, KortneyOlson.com.
KortneyOlson.com,
Okay,
thanks.
yeah. O-L-S-O-N.
Good looking out.
Yeah.
Not like the Olson twins. But, you know, some experiences, I got drugged through the media out in Australia, and it was sensationalized. There were headlines, not accurate information, but it allowed me to see, and why I have so much appreciation for this type of media, because it's real. We're not here selling headlines, you know, and everything is not syndicated.
Yeah.
Because this news, this headline got syndicated all over the world, and I'm like, my gosh, this isn't even news. How did I get on the front page of the paper about something that's not even true? And so that led me down a lot of different paths, and I started researching. You know, there's a woman named Jean Kilbourne who is the author of Killing Us Softly, and she's been doing this lecture since the 70s, cutting out articles and advertisements around women and how we are portrayed in the media.
Yeah.
And every decade, it's a new version. And she says, unfortunately, it keeps getting worse and worse.
Yeah, the expectations get more different from what the realities are, right?
Yeah, that, and the fact that now we have, you know, we started out with, back in my day when it was Kate Moss, we're just talking about billboards and advertisements, right? And we're still subjected to, you know, thousands of them a day on a subconscious level. And our subconscious is 40 million times more powerful than our conscious mind.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
Yeah,
completely untapped. So we went from billboards and media and magazines to now social media, which I call social media 2.0. And we're rolling now into social media 3.0, which is AI. Yeah. Right? So, and prior to that, we have TikTok, we have these apps that are so seamless, you can't even tell that they're filters. Yeah. Because when I started Camp Confidence, a program for teenage girls, this was 2013, and the main issue then was Snapchat. Yeah. And I refused to use that app because the dog ears and, you know, the cat silliness. Filters, but it had this effect on girls' pictures that made them look like a polished stone. Yeah. You know, like they had the skin of an infant, and everybody looked like a little cloud in heaven. Yeah. And I thought, this is a huge problem. Yeah. You know, we need to talk about this. And I did not use the app. And then fast forward 10 years later, here we have these apps that are now videos. Yeah. Where you can shrink your waist and extend your neck.
And there's no way anybody can tell.
Exactly. Yeah. It is terrifying.
It is.
It is absolutely terrifying. And what is being taught in schools to help kids understand the difference between reality and, you know, what they're doom scrolling on and what they're taking in, let alone, as I mentioned, the power of their mind.
That's a point I wanted to stop with for a minute. You mentioned how the subconscious mind is way more powerful than the conscious mind. It's something I totally agree on. And part of my, off-time hobby is to talk about consciousness and philosophy and that sort of thing.
Oh, wow.
But with the internet, with social media in particular, people don't realize that they basically put themselves into a trance state. Yes. So they're semi-hypnotized. Yes. And they go and they scroll, and it's like you get bombarded with all of these different messages from all directions of emotionality and, morality, and you end up polluting yourself with all of this stuff, and you have virtually no control over what's going in. And
exactly.
What is that doing to us? Yeah. To women in particular. Yeah. Because the expectations are so much different. Yeah. Anyway, it's horrifying.
No, it is absolutely terrifying. And putting us in that state, I have a lot of self-awareness. Mm-hmm. Working a program of recovery, I've done a ton of personal development. I've invested a lot of money into this stuff and understanding, the human potential and the mind. And, big fan of Bruce Lipton. I'm a Psych K facilitator. Mm-hmm. So it's another avenue of accessing your subconscious and instilling new beliefs and stuff. And I'll even get on Instagram and scroll, and after 10 minutes am just a failure.
Yeah.
Oh, I could have been a WWE wrestler or an MMA superstar, and it's all ego-based, right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
and none of it is driven by service and how can I help the next human being next to me. It's like, oh, I messed up and I could have been a star and I could have been so wealthy and I did this wrong and poor me, and it just puts us in this horrible tailspin of pathetic self-pity.
Yeah.
And that is where I believe most women live. That's where I lived all of my 20s and half of my 30s, is feeling sorry for myself because I didn't look like that 12-year-old polished rock with that, flawless skin.
The artificial creation.
Exactly, exactly. And, so hyper-focused on that and feeling sorry for myself. Meanwhile, I have no idea what's going on outside of the United States, and that there are women being stoned to death because they are accused of adultery because their husband wants a younger bride. And her sons are the first to throw rocks at her. The stoning of Soraya M., if you haven't watched it, to our viewers, I highly recommend, to get outside of your own self-pity. We do have issues here. We have our own problems. I'm not saying that we don't, but there are so much bigger scale issues out there that aren't even comparable to what we face here in the West. Roofs over our heads. We don't have bombs flying over our, well, at least not at the moment. Let's hope it stays that way. And that's the other thing too social media is doing, is pitting us against each other, is this massive divide, and it is all happening subconsciously, thinking that we're in these factions of different groups, and they're not like us, and changing society, and it's everybody is just
people don't realize that 50 years ago, people were hesitant to share their opinions in public.
Right.
Because doing so was a personal issue, and you don't need to go around, declaring how you feel about anything, because there's no point, and it just generates conflict. And that's all social media is. What's your opinion, and why do you think other people are wrong? And I don't know how that ultimately can get resolved, other than all of us being vigilant ourselves, but how do you advise young women to sort of, approach social media now and go about constructing sort of a model for themselves that's more positive and based on truth?
That's a great question. There's, some small things to do, such as creating awareness. Right, and which we're doing right now and having this conversation, because without awareness of a problem, then there's no problem to fix. So knowing, first of all, that it is a problem and saying, okay, this is what happens when you get on social media and you start scrolling. As you said, you get in this trance-like state. You start to develop all sorts of negative self-talk, and it can put you down a really dark path. So being super aware and highly picky about who you follow and why you follow them, getting on social media with intention, as well as a time limit. And saying, okay, even I have friends who set a timer and say, okay, I'll get on for 10 minutes and have a look around and see what's happening, or check on some friends or what have you. And as I tell young women, I'm like, don't even bother. If you're not running a business, and even as a business owner myself, I'm only on there because I have multiple businesses. And it's great in terms of reaching people and spreading a message and so on and so forth. But even now, it's all changed, right? You have to pay to play. So your content isn't being seen, or then you're producing content that you think is going to appease the algorithm.
Exactly right.
You're not creating content from your heart that you want to do.
It's not really expressive of you, it's more expressive of what you think is going to get through the the
We're
machine.
Chasing likes, we're chasing
attention.
Engagement. Right. And again, that's all self-centered thinking and behavior, and that's where trouble lies for me, at least when I'm in my own head. It's a scary neighborhood to drive around by yourself, right?
Absolutely.
So getting outside of your head by helping somebody else. So back to the social media thing is, yes, going in with an intention, being very selective on who you follow, having awareness that everything now is 10 times more fake than it was 6 months ago, because of the apps that are available now are terrifying, and technology is only speeding up exponentially.
And I mean, that's just going to continue.
So get off social media and go lift weights. So that's the focus of my workshop that's coming up, is showing 8-year-olds and up all the different ways in which they can participate in various sports, from strongman to CrossFit to powerlifting to arm wrestling to jiu-jitsu to wrestling, all these things that girls aren't supposed to do, rugby, and then showing them how to lift weights and the functionality of it. It's great to have big biceps, but what do we use those biceps for? As well as talking about their body being a temple and not a visitor center, that they're in charge of it, they're in control of it, they set the boundaries. How to walk with purpose and carry self-defense at the same time. I mean, there's so many things that I wish I was taught in school that I'm able to now turn around and say, here is this information. It'll change your life.
Now, so the workshop, that's going to be local, right?
Yes.
So now how can people sign up for it, and what's it look like in terms of cost and that sort of thing?
Yeah, it's free.
Okay.
My ultimate goal is to one day be a full-time philanthropist, because as I said, like being in recovery, you realize that, being of service is how you find joy. But it's no cost. It's at Lifted in Arcata.
Okay.
So it's my friends. We'll call it CrossFit, but it's more functional fitness.
Okay.
Because CrossFit is known for being very competitive and hardcore, and this is more of like, hey, come in, we've got 72-year-old women in here deadlifting.
People are welcome.
Yes,
it's not like there's all professional athletes.
Yes, exactly. We've got a lot of moms in there who bring their kids play with weights and random toys while working out. It's beautiful. It's very community-based. So it'll be from 12 to 2 on Sunday, and I'll be doing a talk with them as well as doing some group activities, taking them through a workout. It's called Mom and Daughter, but any woman can come to get the female empowerment message. And if there's any dads out there, because I know a lot of single dads don't have support in that regard, I'm more than happy to have them drop their daughter off, and we'll put them with one of my people and make sure that she fits right in, and we'll look after her. And now take them through a workout, as I said, and then of course crush a watermelon for them. And
which is sort of your call to fame or whatever.
I'm known around the world as the woman with the world's deadliest thighs, thanks to Stan Lee. And it's become an internet phenomenon, and I've taught a lot of women how to do it. I've written an 8-week program, and a lot of women, because it's turned into a symbol of female empowerment. Because as I tell women, they're like, oh, I can't do that. I'm like, well, have you had a kid? You can do anything, literally. It's like, this is magic. It's like the equivalent of having every bone broken in your body, and then you forget about it and do it again.
Yeah, exactly.
It's mind-blowing. That's why I haven't done it.
The mind, right?
Yeah. I'm like, I'm too scared. I'll just stick with the weights, thanks. So it's really important for women to tap into that. And to know, that mama bear strength. Like if anybody messed with their kid, that switch is going to get flipped, and it's game over. Like, you don't want to mess with a mom, right? No, so if she can put her focus into that and know, like, you are born to be powerful and strong. That's why you have wide hips. You have a lower center of gravity. You're more flexible. You're more agile. You're more determined. You're more spry. We have that warrior inside of us, and how you tap into that.
We are all out of time. That was a fantastic conversation. What dates was the workshop?
Sunday, this upcoming Sunday.
Okay, excellent.
But don't know the date off the top of my head.
I don't either, but it's Sunday. Thank you guys. That's it for this week. Remember to check out our podcast, Neon Galactic. Stay tuned. Stay informed.